Hey folks, welcome back to the channel, or just plain old welcome if you're new. I'm new again. Anyhow, somehow I may put together a tripod-ish thing with a wireless microphone hooked into my new phone with a wire, because I can't figure out the wireless part. But hey, bet you don't see one of these every day. Oh yeah, I was an eagle. Well, I still am an eagle nut. I'm a eagle stacker. I was probably part of the Ron Paul Real Money Ron Paul Real Money movement, Creature Jekyll Island. But this is so I got into eagles, and I got my ounce goal really fast, 1998. And so from then on till about 2007 or 8, I just kind of started collecting special eagles and other stuff. And then I found proofs on the Mint website, and then I found that the secondary market on proofs is way cheaper. And I'd see them in the stores, the local coin shop, and I bought them when I could. The proofs didn't. Just regular plain proofs, in a blue box with COA and all that kind of stuff. Nice boxes, but space sucker. But they weren't really that much more than just a regular eagle. And even like MS69s or PF69s, they didn't seem to be that much more expensive. Of course, silver's a lot cheaper than it is right now, so I wouldn't be buying this crap if I was in 2026. Because I'm poor. I've been poor, but I'm frugal. Anyhow, so this is a Daniel Carr proofed overstrike 1 ounce mint state silver eagle privately minted. So what's so special about that? What's so special about that? Well, not much. There was 800 of them made, and he's some kind of minting guy. I've got some gold coins that he's made, and he took regular 2009. I don't know if he took proofs or not. Let me see if I can find out anything on my fancy laptop. But yeah, this thing's a dandy. I think there's a blemish somewhere. I remember thinking that, oh man, maybe that's an error. I know nothing about coin collecting and errors and vamps or whatever all that stuff is. Okay, 2009 proof overstrike American silver eagle coin by Daniel Carr, and they did business under a place called Moonlight Mint. I don't know if they ever ran into any problems. I think he bought the press or whatever it is that he turns all this stuff into neat stuff. Intaglia does something like that. They do an overstrike on Kennedy halves, I think. Turn them into barber. I don't know. It's pretty cool. I got a couple of them because they were cool. So this proved overstrike, American Silver Eagle, that Daniel Carr, the guy, there's a hockey player too, I think, named Daniel Carr if you try to Google him. But anyhow, it was overstruck by this numismatic sculptor, Daniel Carr, with a low mintage of 800 produced by that Moonlight Mint. And it actually used a retired U.S. Mint coin press bearing Daniel Carr's initials. Let's see if we can find his initials somewhere. Oh, I think I saw it on the back. Where are you, DC? Well, it's hard to see with all this glare. Anyway, it's on there somewhere. See if I can see it. That must be it down there. There it is, clear down there. Instead of a W or an S, that's a DC. Right there above my thumbnail. Come in. Can you come in? Oh, right there underneath my thumb. Yeah, right there. Above fine. Above the E in fine. Anyhow, so since they never produced a 2009 American Silver Eagle proof from the U.S. Mint, I don't know why. I think they were low mintages for a lot of stuff that year. Somebody probably messed up. Spent too much time in the parking lot after a break. So this was basically the only way I could complete my newly acquired hobby of trying to collect every silver eagle proof, made. Like I said, I don't know, probably a few, not a few, maybe three or four from the mint until I figured out, though, I'm getting ripped off. Not as bad as they're doing right now, from what I hear. That's all I got to say about that. But yeah, it's nice. It's just an eagle, but it's shiny. It's got good eye appeal, and had a nice backstory. So yeah, I bet you don't see one of these every day. That's for sure. I've never seen anybody even talk about. There's a couple people online that I watch that know of Daniel Carr, Salivate Metal, I think. But yeah, you don't get to see one of those every day. Oh, speaking of not seeing something every day, what the heck is that thing? Oh my goodness. That is a 2000 Perth or Australian. I think that's Australian mint, or maybe it's the Perth Mint, but it's one of them Australian places. This is a kilo, so that's about 32 ounces. 32 point something. There's the Queen in all her glory. That's a pretty nice. That's kind of between a tiara and a crown, I think, but that's not bad. It's a big sucker, man. But by the ounce, I didn't. This was. It came with a box, but I even asked the coin shop guy. I said, "Well, that doesn't look like. I mean, it fits in it, but did that really come with it?" It says something about Australian Lunar New Year or something or other. I've got it somewhere, but it's kind of ratty. So I got a great deal on this. I think I got this back in somewhere between 2001 and I'd say 2007. But that is cool. So I thought about swapping this out for 32 Eagles, but then I showed it to my wife, and she's Hawaiian, but she's also Chinese. She's got plenty of Chinese and Portuguese and Japanese, but she's basically Hawaiian Chinese, and she says, "Oh, that's cute." So I think she thinks it's hers. Oh, I think I said it might be hers someday. Wink, wink. But I got some. My mother-in-law's got a couple of really nice old, I'd say at least mid-century, mid 20th century food dogs, ceramic food dogs. I think I can make a nice little shadow box display or some kind of artsy-fartsy art space someday. Maybe not. I don't think you see these every day either. That's a big, man, that's a hunk of silver. So I got a bunch of, I don't know where it's at, but I did find this. I've had this, but I did find it. This is I never bought, we guys call it constitutional silver. We used to call it junk, or junk 90, I think later on. I'm not sure, but it was they called it junk. And so these are 64 or older Roosevelt AU uncirculated dimes. So I don't know how that means. They used to have a dollar amount on there, so like 10. So maybe 50? Is there a 50 in there? 10, 20, 30, 40. There's a few in there. More than 25, I would think. Yeah, there's a bunch. So this is the only constitutional 90% junk that I've ever purchased. All my other 64 and older silver is hand-me-downs or pocket change or peering over the bank teller window and saying, "Oh, hey, can I check out those? Can I swap you?" So yeah, but I bought this for bartering, making change at the trading post in the SHTF. Dang straight. But not really. I always wanted to get dimes for that, but I have some 10th ounce, I think they're Golden State Mint. For some reason, I decided I was okay with that. I think I didn't want to buy. I didn't want to pay X times face, because all my other, this stuff, junk, 90, it was, I got it all at face value, basically. But yeah, so what enticed me to buy this in 2024? the YouTube stacking channels. You guys are tricky. But I haven't opened it up. I'm sure it's from SD Bullion. And I think I got that. I don't remember. I got it with something else because, if you spend X amount, you get free shipping. Big deal, even at these prices. And I have no idea what this was what silver was going for per ounce in probably around somewhere between July and October of 2024. So, but yeah, that's cool. I found it while I was looking for Daniel Carr. And you already saw my Ron Paul round. Yeah, that's my only copper round coin, bullion. I had two, but one was something about the Constitution, and it had a Minuteman on one side, and I sent it to Southeast Stacker. He's called something else. Southeast Stacking and Collecting? I don't know. But Southeast Stacker, SES. And I sent it to him for some reason. I forget. That was early when I was friendly. But yeah, look at that baby. Copper. Would I stack copper? No. Do I? Yeah, but I can't find them. I got probably 13 to 15 pounds of Wheaties. Plus I got maybe not as many, but maybe at least half as many 81 and olders. And I got a bunch of 82s that I'd never, I just segregate them. Maybe someday, if I'm bored or need a video for, really desperate for a video subject, might sort through those and weigh them. And I know all about that copper stuff, but would I stack copper? No, but I tell you what I'm looking at, and I've been following it for, since last year, is the copper ETFs. There's some neat stuff. They're kind of downish, but the way they're talking copper, I'd rather risk a little bit of fiat without taking up hardly any space. That's just a little button on your phone, and maybe your bank app. But I wouldn't buy a bunch of this stuff. I mean, I see some people are doing well with it. They get it. They buy 1,000 of them or 500 of them for whatever, and then they sell it on Whatnot or wherever not or whatever that is, and they're making some bank. I'm pro capitalism. This is fairly new. I forgot. Maybe I got this at the same time I got the S Bullion. This is the Yankee Stacking, and Tim, the very I'd say OG coin shop and stamp guy. Although they don't talk about stamps. Maybe they badmouth stamps every once in a while. Oh, what's that? That's a poker chip. You don't see one of them every day. This is what I was considering. Now this is 8 ounces, I think. This is just a big hunk of silver that someone's turned into art. Let me see, $500. And it comes with its own, real, genuine imitation $500 bill. Okay, 1/2 pound fine silver. So what's a 1/2 pound? That's only 6 ounces then, right? Because that would be a 1/2 pound Troy, correct? No, it's twice as heavy as these guys. These two are, I think, 4 ounces. So maybe I don't know. Would it be 8? Would it be 8 ounces? Or 14? It's probably 8. 14 is for weed and stuff. Oh, I collect dollar bills, not really. But I got this one of Slick Willie. That's kind of cool. He got a whistle in his mouth. I don't know what that implies. And the disgruntled states of America. That's kind of neat. Oh man, this item is available in pads of 25 for $3.50. Wow, that's kind of goldbackish. Speaking of goldbacks, what's on the back of this gold thing? Liberty Bleeds Silver sent me this. I think it's for a Santa thingy, or him and that Captain Bleedy dude. They got their signals mixed up. But There's the Goldback, who, wow, I got that at the same store. The store of LBS's Generosity. Not a big fan of Goldbacks, but they are good looking. You know, I could see these in a shadow box with, you know, some other gold type art or something like that. Backdrop. So yeah, these are the others. These are 4 ounces. I think it says so somewhere. This is a C note. 999 fine silver. Do you believe that? I don't know. I've weighed it. It does weigh. They weigh out. That's why I'm surprised I can't remember how many grams that one is. But it says it somewhere, I think. 4 ounces. Wow, I'll tell you, I haven't filmed anything lately. 2004, September, series 2004. So obviously I got it somewhere after 2004. I'd say between there and 2007, because there was a 2008 through 2012, 13 were rough on me, and rough on my time, rough on my priorities, where my cash flow can go to. Good timing for me. Yeah, somewhere I thought it said 4 ounces, but I'm pretty sure it is. It's a thick sucker. Not, you know, not as thick as some of those. Oh, maybe it's not. It's a skinny sucker. Maybe definitely skinnier than some of those fake gold bars that one of those seeker guys was, a silver seeker. He's got a couple different names, I think. So you don't see those every day. I don't think you see these every day. This is a 2010 American Numismatic Association. So they must have had a big shindig at the Perth Mint show special. 1 ounce silver bullion, 2 coin set. So maybe back then, if you couldn't make up your mind, do you like the kookaburras better, or do you like the koalas? Koalas are cute. Kookaburra is related to the kingfisher, and there's some pretty badass birds. I've seen them in the wild plenty when I was hunting, duck hunting, waterfowl. And there's the queen again. Does she have? Is that the same crown that she had on before? It might be. I don't know. It looks like she got a bit more different hairstyle there than she did on that big. Let's see here. Yeah, it's definitely that's a different crown, I think. Definitely smaller. So you don't see one of those every day, nor that. Oh, so yeah, this got me thinking. You know, everybody's talking about the gold to silver ratio. How do you make up your mind? Well, back in I guess 2006, 20th anniversary of the American Eagle, the United States Mint said, "Don't worry about that. Just get one of each." So this is a. Let me see if I can get the camera in there. Oh, can we turn it up? Can we see it? The lighting is really bad out here. So what is this? This is a. Get it there in the camera. Is that in the camera? Yeah, I think so. American Eagle 20th anniversary gold and silver coin set. 1 ounce $50 gold coin specs. 1 ounce $1 silver coin specs. Mint mark is West Point, so that I think that would make them officially burnished, possibly. Does anybody know? Leave an answer in the comments if you care. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Got it at the local coin shop. Don't remember paying a whole lot more than if I were to buy these, you know, in the one case over, where they're separated and stuff, not in a fancy box. I don't feel like I feel like I might have paid a little extra for the box. But I love eagles, gold or silver. I don't know. I guess if they made a copper eagle, I would probably collect those. Maybe. Ooh, especially if they came in like kilo coin size. That would be cool. But it is a 2006, isn't it? Yeah, it is. I just think now I don't have a Type 2 eagle. I've been buying it. I bought 2025 was mostly gold for me. A little bit of funky, weird, you know, fancy silver here and there. But I was getting it all from the pawn shops over here. Because if you go to the coin shop, you got to pay tax and you know, and all that premiums and horse trading. pawn shops just said they don't care. They had no silver. At least the one where I ended up buying most of my 10th ounce and quarter. A lot of them were quarter ounces. I was buying quarter ounces at the pawn shop. Decent price compared to that spot price everybody gets so worked up over. So I wasn't, and I had, I have a strict budget where I don't like my cash flow to get too high. My fiat stack to get too high. I like liquidity. And I tell you, I just found out who said, Gators gold and coins. Said, you should hang on to that fiat. So I must be doing something right if Gator thinks it's good. But back in this time of my life, I was paying attention to other preps before I started stacking. It was good timing for me. I've had a good timing for everything. Meet my wife was the best timing I ever had. It's been October makes 46 years for us. But so this, I'm thinking this is a burnished. If it's got the W back there, I don't know why I keep doing that with the American coins. American, yeah, there's a W. You can see it. But I'd say that's in pretty good shape. I wouldn't send it out to get graded. Matter of fact, once I started watching your guys' channels, I suspected that, maybe I got deals on this stuff, this, and I got another thing, and stuff that I didn't buy from the mint, is because they sent it to get them graded, and they didn't grade out the way they wanted to, or something, or maybe they eyeballed it themselves and says, no, that's at best that's MS69 at the very best, and then that's why I don't know. I think that's why they sold the MS and PF69 Eagles, in the slab. I think that's why they sold those not too far above just a regular, I don't know what you call it, BU, just a business strike bullion eagle. Not like these. Now this, I don't even know what's in here, but I'm pretty sure it's just silver, not gold. But I don't really see these every day. I certainly don't around my house because I don't pull this stuff out much, but I kind of been hankering to try to make some videos, see how far I can do it. Oh, this is a 3-piecer. Ooh, I hope one of them is a reverse proof. I remember kind of falling in love with reverse proofs when I first discovered them. Horrible lighting. I'm outside, sorry. West Point. Oh, reverse proof, marked with I don't know if it's marked with a P, but it was in Philadelphia. It says it has a mint mark. I didn't think. Which one is it that there's no mint mark? Is that Denver? Denver takes no mint mark? Well, sure enough, there's a P there. I don't know if I'm doing that with my left hand. I've been practicing using my left hand more than my right. It's good for golf. It's good for guitar. All that. Okay. Yep, that's a P. That's a reverse proof. That's pretty cool. But, who knows? The only ones that I know weren't, graded before or attempted to grade or maybe eyeballed. I don't know. I don't think they would take them out of these plastic gizmos. That's a W, and so that's just a regular, plain old proof. Just a run-of-the-mill proof. And then, so I'm going to guess that if it has a W, this is the burnished. So they don't even have a regular one? Wow. That's right. Proof, uncirculated, and reverse proof. So they call this uncirculated, but I kind of think it was called burnished, because I got some burnished from the mint before I learned that you don't buy from the mint. You wait. Let the dealers buy from the mint. Do whatever hocus pocus they want to. As long as it's authentic Eagle, who cares? Did I think that these were going to appreciate more or hold more value than just my regular Eagles? I mean the real regular ones, the kind that come in the monster box. And I didn't, but I'm not saying I didn't think about it, but I didn't talk to people about that kind of stuff, and I certainly didn't talk about that stuff with my LCS guy. Even when he wanted me to buy 5 sets there was a 5-piece, so it must have been the 25th anniversary. He wanted me to buy 5 because you could only have 5 per personal account, And I think he'd already recruited a bunch of people to buy 5 of those things. And that was the most money I would ever spend on an ounce. And I kind of had to talk myself into it, because you got 5 of these fancy coins, fancy silver eagles. There was reverse proof, kind of like that last one I just showed you, but just different coins. And I said, well, I didn't. It sounded fishy to me, because I knew what he was going to do. He's going to flip them, right? I don't know if I called it flipping back then. I knew he was going to resell them, and I don't begrudge people that kind of profit. I'm just too lazy, and it's too much of a hassle, and my nerves aren't good at that. But so what are these? These are Philharmonics. I see those a lot, but maybe not a lot, but certainly not as more often than this. And some maples, but yeah. So there we are. You don't see this kind of stuff every day, do you? That's a dandy. I'd have to think hard on. I know people talk about the GSR and trading silver when it's a low ratio, so maybe like 35 to 1, 35 ounces of silver. If it was 32 ounces, if I could trade this for an ounce of gold, that'd be at least 3 cigarettes worth of decision making. And then another couple more in the parking lot if I found some coin shop on the phone that said, oh yeah, I might do that. Yeah, you don't see that stuff very often. Well, thanks for being here this long. I don't know how long it is. I'll probably speed it up I'm going to try to see if I can get that fancy film editor that I had on my old phone. This is a new phone. It's really not that new anymore. It's just still take me a long time to get used to it. I'm using a microphone. I think I already told you that. I'm using a wireless microphone, but I actually got it connected to the phone with a mini USB plug, dual plug thingy. Yeah, I'm really tech. So you probably don't want to ask me questions about Bitcoin. I'm not against it. I kind of see it's down. If you believe in something like that, you're supposed to buy it when it's low. And if you follow the market and all those charts and stuff, you might think it's low right now and it might go up. I wouldn't take a chance on it myself, but I'm old. I don't, I really can't take any chances. And I don't think it's taken much of a chance to reduce. Okay, so let's say these are 4 ounces. I think they are. Turn these into, you'd think 8 eagles, of an even swap, but might not. They might not think these are as valuable to resell as, 4 eagles each. Like they're going to get more money for 4 eagles from Joe Bag of Donuts or Josephine Bag of Donuts off the street than they would be for something like this. So, so I'm thinking 7. And I'm talking about proof eagles or fancy eagles. The kind of eagles you do see every day. I don't think that. I think if I was a coin dealer, I would take that as a flyer. I mean, you're kind of getting a free ounce technically in weight, but I know about premiums on this and that and the other thing, and I just don't care. I never the only time I paid attention to spot prices when I went to the coin shop. Maybe they put it in the newspaper, but I don't know. I don't think it was on the radio. But I wasn't listening to AM at that time. I was probably listening to some CD or cassette. Rock, most likely. But so this is that half pounder. So yeah, tell me what you think in the comments. Do you think a dealer would do something? So let's say this is 8 ounces. Would he trade it for 7 eagles? Or am I not giving these things enough credit? Do you think this thing's worth just the same to a coin shop, not to a book, not to a spot price, but to a coin shop? Do you think something like this at 8 ounces is equal to or less than or greater than 8 regular old plain silver eagles? Random date. Don't care. Could be type 1 or type 2. Don't care. Just weight. Eagle weight. So, well, thanks for getting this far. Hey, if you leave a comment or answer one of my questions, that would tickle me to death. Where did this come from? Oh, and, a lot of you folks are out there really grinding, making these videos, and I feel for you, man. This is not easy. It's not easy for me. I mean, probably is a little easier for you folks because you're young and you grew up with technology and stuff like that, and you got a desk and all that fancy studio stuff. Oh, here, I got a studio light. This is light stick. Oh, look at that. Hey, wow. That's a lot better, isn't it, folks? You don't want me to show to you everything again? No, I don't. Just kidding. Not really. Yeah, so sweet. So I'm going to get back on and start making some videos. I don't know what I'm going to talk about next. Oh, I'm going to talk about some stuff that I've been watching and reading and listening to on the YouTube for the last umpteen months that I've been recovering from a back injury. Oh, and I had 2 eye surgeries since I last made a video. That's cool. So, aloha. So don't forget even at today's prices, better to have it, not need it, than need it, and not have it. So get what you can while you can, with what you can, while you still can, without neglecting other priorities, obligations, and investments. All right, so till the next time. All right, then. Who was that guy? Silver Sleuth. Right on. Oh, yeah, that's right. He's the Milk Spot ambassador. All right, then.